Good afternoon, Ella. This program and everyone who's watching us from Facebook. Good afternoon. Welcome to this program again. My name is Michael Anderson. I'm a mom of five. So yeah, more experience. Yeah, I am mom of five. I'm a home worker, and at the same time, I do a bit of entrepreneurship, working for myself. And then I also go all the way to motivate. So I say I'm a motivational speaker as well, and that's what I do. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So today, as you all know, that today's topic we're going to be discussing is who is a mother. So mainly the reason why I chose this topic, well, obviously Mother's Day is tomorrow, and I feel like when people, well, what we think in today's world, when maybe a woman has a child, then we'll clarify that person or say this person is now a mother. But personally, for me, I don't think that if you have a child, then if you have a child now you're already a mother. There's certain things that you need to become a mother. So first of all, I would like to ask our first question of what this whole show is about is who is a mother. So Mr. Chris, would you like to put your own input on that for us first, please?
Thank you very much, Ella. When we talk about a mother is not just someone who have just conceived and have children. A mother is someone that have taken care of someone with love and affection. Because when we come to the Bible says it in Proverbs chapter 81, verse 25 to 26. It says a mother is someone that look after someone. You have to look after your children and show them the way they should be growing. Some mothers, when their children do something and you are trying to correct them, they get upset. Children shouldn't be like that. If you're a mother, you have to be free for everyone to help you because we are all learning together. It's not just one person's job.
Yeah.
To be a mother, he said you have to be conceived and give birth to a child, and you have to love the child in affection. So it doesn't mean that when your child do something or when the child go in the wrong way, you shouldn't correct the child. You have to make sure that you train the child in a God-fearing way. And
Yes.
as I was saying before, there is no perfect mother on this earth except we join it with God's power, or we have God come into us before we can be perfect, because there is no perfect mother on this earth. We are all doing very fantastic job.
Thank you very much. Miss Madra, please, who is a mother to you in your own definition?
Thank you so much once again, Ella. For me, a mother is anyone who can have a relationship or who can actually perform the role of caring or bearing some relationship with a child. So it doesn't have to be a biological something. It doesn't have to be someone who is actually have the child biologically, bearing the child in the tummy before you become a mom. Because a lot of people who have had children biologically, but they are not mothers when we actually define who a mom is. For they can have the children or bear the children, but they are not mothers.
Right.
So with this in mind, I can even say some men have become mothers. Because some men can actually have a relationship with children and actually look after them. Even though they don't have the female sex as being female gender as being women, but then they can perform their motherly duty. As long as you give the care, the love for that particular child, to be able to train the child in a good way, you are a mom. So it doesn't have to be biological. Anyone who has a relationship, anyone who can inhabit with a child, anyone who can perform the role of bearing some relationship with a child, that person is a mom. Thank you.
Thank you. Minister Deborah, please, who is a mother?
A mother is a female that able to give birth, and like my audience has also said, a mother can be anyone. It's not necessarily of you giving birth. A mother is someone that nurture their children, tries to give them the best of their own ability. And like Minister Chrysler have quoted in the book of Proverbs 22, he talk about training a child in the way they should go. As a mother, you want to train your child in the way they should go. And if you look at in a developmental aspect of life, a role of a mother is to make sure that the child are developing well, they're meeting their milestone. That's the role of a mother. If the child can, from a baby, if they're not talking, mother get worried. So there are things that mother look out for. So a mother can be anyone, like Ms. Magua said, a male person can also play a role of the mother. If the mother die or something has happened to the mother, they can play both roles in one way. So a mother is someone that is ready to take the role. It can be anyone, but they are willing to take care of the child they have put in their care. Like me, for example, I'm a qualified nursery nurse. We work with children. Parents drop their children in. Majority of the people I work with, some of them have given children, but we become a mother before our time. If you understand what I mean, because we nurture those children, we impact in them, we spend time with them. So that's the beauty of being a woman, should I say? Because a mother is a female that, whether you give birth or you have to give him birth, but you are able to take care of every child you have put in your care. That's my own ideas or suggestions. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So next, I'd like to ask, what traits or what type of personality do you have to be a mother? Because as I heard from Miss Madra and Minister Deborah, you were talking about how anyone can be a mother. So what exactly do you need to have before you can also be known as a mother, Minister Deborah?
Thank you. I think every mother has instinct of how to look after their children. Or even, I remember looking after children at nursery, and there are things that you will say when parents pick up their children late, or you call a parent and say, oh, your child is not feeling well, come and pick your child up, and the parent don't come on time. And you be going, oh, that's not a nice mother. I would never do that when I start with my children. How could you do that? You just talk out of experience, because why? You're not there. So you can say whatever, you have your own opinion. Until I become a mother, then I understand when you're working for someone and they call you and say, come and pick up your child. You know if you do 4 hours, they will only pay you for 4 hours. Yes, they will let you go to go and take up your child, but you have missed out of your 4 hours of your shift. So a mother is a beautiful thing. I think I think a journey of a mother started when you conceive a child in your womb. Because when you have a precious woman going inside of your womb, another human being is going inside of you. My God, it's a blessing. I remember when I conceived my first child, I was so excited. Like, a human being like me is going inside of me. How amazing this God is. So he prepared me. Mentally, emotionally, socially, everything. It's a preparation. But saying that, not everybody is prepared being a mother. Some people did give birth, they're not ready to take that responsibility of being a mother. They want to shift the responsibility to somebody else. So, me, when I conceived my first child, mentally I was prepared. I know what I wanted, how I want to be as a mother, and what are the things I want to put in place for my child to make sure that I nurture her them well in a godly way, in a godly manner. That's my own. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And welcome back, Madra. I was going to ask the same question to you. Okay, I'll go to Auntie Minister Chrysler. So what personality or characteristics or traits do we need to be classified as a mother?
Thank you very much, Ella. To be a mother is not just a word. A mother can go extra mile. A mother can die for a child. A mother will not eat when the child is not eating. So when you're a mother, you got a heart. God gives you a big heart and put something in you. When something happens to your child, you are not comfortable. You don't want any bad thing to happen to your child. They can roast you for your child to eat it, and you eat it really well. And when they roast a child for a mother, that mother will not eat it. So which means the mother can go extra mile for a child. Looking after your children or looking after your child, going extra mile, doing things that the child needs to be sustained, or the child has to be upgraded or going higher, which means the mother can fight for his children. Is a warrior. A mother is a teacher. A mother is a doctor. A mother is a nurse. It's everything. And even in spiritual way, that mother is there for a child. How many people pray for their mom? But mothers pray for their children each and every day. They go on their knees. They ask God for direction for their children. When a mother sees a child going in the wrong way, it means that mother is going in that wrong way. God gives something in women. It's not just a mother. In women. I don't know how we call it in English, but it deposits in us. You feel it when your child is in pain. They call it in our language, abadae, whatever. I don't know the English name. But you feel the connection. It seems like a connection for you and a child. So when you see a mother that is neglecting his children or leaving a child, some people can give birth for a reason, giving birth for just a reason or by mistake, and they don't have that love or that affection for that child. But when they say a mother, someone out there has not given birth before, but it can be a mother. He have passion, he have that love, he got that connection more than somebody that have given birth for a purpose or for a reason or by mistake. But a mother is a blessing in all that I will bring it into a conclusion. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, just before we move on to Miss Adoja, my viewers, if you have any questions you'd like to ask my guest, please feel free to leave it in the comments down below, and I would love to read them out, and I'm pretty sure they would also love to hear it and answer it for you. Thank you so much. So Miss Adoja, the question that we are now discussing is, what traits or personalities or characteristics does somebody have to be classified as a mother?
Thank you. And once again, I say that there is one particular trait that every mother has. I'll say two of that. Every mother, if you are a real mother, has that trait. That is unconditional love. Unconditional love, and then the word patience. So these two, no mother can go without it. So I'm going to mention a few of some values that a mom should possess, and if you have that value, then you are actually a mom. First of all, patience, like I've said, and then unconditional love. And also, women and mothers are the dumping floor of their children. Whatever goes on, everybody comes to dump on their mom. So you are like what's the word? You are like a fool that everything is done at the end of everything. You get everything. You get dumped. Everything, anything that your child is suffering, anything in the family, they come and deposit it on mom. The mom should be there to be able to accommodate all the dumping that they come to. The mom protects. A mom should be someone who protects. A mom should be a friend. A mom should be a Christian, to have a Christian value. A mom should be someone who is selfless. A mom should be someone who doesn't have the attitude of selfishness in them. If you have all this, a mom is somebody who your children or everybody that calls you a mom can rely, can actually have confidence to come to you at any time. So if you have all these
um, values and all these qualities, to mention a few, adding up to what my sisters have already said, then I think you possess the qualities of becoming or to be called a mom. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So now we've heard these about the characteristics and the things that we need to be a mother. So let's have a scenario here. So let's say if somebody, a mother, or let's say a woman had a child, are they a mother, Minister Crystalline?
If a woman has a child, it's not a mother. I always say that until your children start growing, you don't experience the motherhood. When your child is a baby, it's sweet. You can carry it everywhere. You can do what you want. But as the children are growing and you know what they like or what your child like, there you see that you're a mother. Because when you say faith, then it's not. It's not when you have a child, then you are a mother. You're a child's mom. But you haven't qualified to be that mother yet. Some people get there because they say, oh, babies are sweet. They are so cute. Oh, the baby is so cute. Yes, they are cute. This cute thing one day can turn your hair to be gray. Do you have the stand to face it? It's not when you have a baby that you're a mother. You are the child's mom. You haven't reached the motherhood yet. Until you're picking up, the children are growing, you're teaching them the right thing. The child has to be walking because you will be the first teacher for that child. Some people can let their children fall in, or the child is falling without knowing that the child is going in a danger for that person to wake up to say, my child is going in a danger. Some mothers just can be, he can sleep, and the children are hungry. He doesn't care. It's not a mother. A mother is someone that you have to look after your children, that you have grown up in the right way. That is a mother. Not when you have a baby. You haven't reached it. You are processing. It's a stage. To be a mother, you have to be in a stage. In the levels. That's why I put it. If you haven't reached that level, when someone is talking to his child or someone is dealing with the child, you think, oh, the person is doing too much, or is not teaching the children well. But until you reach that stage, so that stage is the first stage, so he hasn't reached the mother yet. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister Crystal. I'd just like to ask you a question based on what you said. So you're saying that a mother is someone who has raised their child in the right way. So some mothers raise their children up in the right way, but sometimes not always the mother's fault. Sometimes that child can also be very stubborn. The mother has done all that she can to raise her child in the right way, but does that still mean that that mother who we are calling a mother is still a mother?
Yes, it is the mother. The Bible says to us, you will know them by their fruit. When you plant an apple seed, it grew up to be an apple. When you see that apple tree that you planted, it starts having banana on them, then there is an arrow. That is where the mother becomes a fighter. That mother's spiritual thing has to be pushing up. Some people raise their children in the right way. But what happens? As the world that we are living in is full of evil, we are living in a world that Satan is ruling the earth. He doesn't want what God has said to be accomplished. So when you plant an apple tree, then you turn it into a banana. Because sometimes we watch movies, you can see that an animal start talking. And nowadays, people take a picture, and human beings, you can see that it's become a rabbit. You see the pictures, and they become rabbits. You see dog faces and stuff. It's an error. So that's where you have to put on your full armor of God. That is where you have to fight as a mother. As I said earlier on, the mother is a soldier mother is a fighter, is a warrior. You have to stand there and start praying. Because God is alive, our God lives. That child will change because that's not your child. I always say, who are you? Sometimes I ask my children, who are you? Because maybe they have such a character that is not in me. People will know your children when they are out there. Oh, that is crystallized child. Because sometimes they will do things like crystallize, and that will call your name out of them. But when a child goes there and is doing something differently, then you can see that that child, Satan wants to take over. So as a Christian, as our Mama Marjorie says, as a Christian, you have to train your child in a good way. That is where you have to come in and know that no, things are not going well. So you have to put yourself together and start praying. You have to be a prayerful person when you have children. When you start having children, you need to pray. Be a prayer warrior. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So Miss Marjorie, let's go back.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, of course. If you want to add on to it, yeah, you can add on to what she said.
I want to add something here, and then you can ask the question that you're going to ask. So
Yeah.
don't worry, right? Yeah, I was going to add on that this is what I was talking about, is sacrifice of a mom. Okay, that doesn't mean that when your child is able to, you are able to bring the child in to become a competent person, that makes you your mom. No. That is just by grace, just like she said. But the sacrifice comes in when your child, you are trying to direct them to the right, and they are moving towards the left.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because they are human of their own, they have the ability to think, they have the ability to process what they want to listen and what they want to do. So that is when your sacrifice comes in. That is where the unconditional love comes in. That's where the skill, that's where the attributes of a mom come in. And that's why a lot of mothers feel when their children are going astray, whatever they are telling them to do, sometimes they leave them to go. Sometimes they just allow it to happen. But if you want to actually be the mom that you have to be, possessing those qualities, then that's when those qualities have to start showing. The unconditional love, the sacrifices, the skills, the knowledge, the always selfless attitude should start showing. And let the child know that whatever it is, you are there, you protect. A mom protects. A mom covers, not covering up when they do something wrong, but you always make sure you are shielded, so that in terms of those things coming out, you will always have the skills, you always have the courage to go and pursue those things, to go and make sure that they actually turn it back to the right direction. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So the question was, if a mother, in a scenario, if a mother has a child, does that classify them as a mother?
No. I think I said that with my first introduction. That having a child biological does not make you a mom. Me, with experience, because being working in the hospital, I have seen mothers who are pregnant coming to the labor ward, not even knowing whether they are going to survive the labor themselves, let alone the child. But if already signed up that I don't want this child. Before they come into labor, they have signed that I don't want to keep the child. So there will be somebody there ready to take that child. There will be social services there waiting for the baby to come out from the mom's tummy and then get the baby from them. So that does make that mom a mother. Imagine having a baby, few hours later, the baby is taken away from you because you have actually signed. Not that they made something wrong, that the social services are coming after them. Their own choice. When they were pregnant, they signed that they don't want to keep the child. I don't want to keep this child. So the social services have to come in. And after having a child, that child is taken away. So if having a child makes you a mom, then most mothers are not. There are so many mothers out there who are not, or have, people that have had children. There's a lot of them out there who are not married, the fact that they have children doesn't make them a mom. If we can call somebody a mom, it's somebody that actually go through the process of caring for that child, the process of being there, whatever come what may, they are there. That's why being a mother doesn't have to be a biological something. It is you having qualities to be a mom. It is you having the qualities to be there as a mom and always be the something fighting for that child. There are people out there who haven't actually, but they do all this for the children, even more than what the biological mom could have done themselves if they were looking after. So being a mother doesn't mean that you bear the child in your tummy. Thank you.
Thank you very much. How about you, Minister Deborah?
Thank you, Ella. Can you repeat the question, please?
So let's say we're in this scenario and a mother has a child. Does that mean that they are a mother?
No, like Miss Marjorie said, a lot of people give birth, but they're not ready for the responsibility. And some gave birth because their friend are giving birth.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a point, I think maybe in about 5 years ago, you see a lot of teenagers, they were actually giving birth. While all their friends are giving birth, they want to push buggy. And until they see that, they're not enjoying their freedom. Miss Marjorie is laughing. They're not enjoying their freedom because a mother, you have to have sleepless nights. You have some babies that when they cry, you will not sleep throughout your night. They're not prepared for that. Some, like I said earlier on, emotionally you have to be, mentally you have to prepare yourself. Your mind has to be settled, be ready for this journey as the role of a mother. So not everybody that gives birth, that I am mother. Some giving birth, but they're not ready to look after their children. Some give birth, somebody else will look after their child for them. Yeah, they'll provide the provision, but they're not there to nurture that child. They don't know what that child like, the child dislike, when the child, the routine of the child. They don't know nothing about that child. But they feel that because they cater for material stuff, they have an upper, but they don't know nothing about that child. That's not a mother. It's not because you're providing the material stuff, that means you have done your role. No, you haven't. Let me share something with you. Growing up, may my mother so rest in peace. My mom, she gave birth to all of us. She's a wonderful mother, but she was not there. Different people raised me up. So I have a lot of mothers. You understand? And, I don't know, I've shared with so many people. Growing up, when it comes to the time of the month, there was nobody there to tell me. It was a neighbor that told me what I need to do when it comes to the purity. Who's supposed to do that? Someone that gives birth to you, so to sit down with you and nurture you and celebrate with you to take you through that. I didn't get that. You understand? Yeah. So you can give birth. My mom was beautiful. She catered for me. There's nothing that I want you to give me, but she was not there. There are some things she was not able to fulfill. So a mother is someone that's ready to take that role. Like my two beautiful mothers said. You are a counselor. You are a teacher. You have a mother do multiple roles in the house. You are a cleaner. You are a chef. You are the doctor. You are the nurse. You are the healthcare. When something happens to your child, who's jump first? The mother. Mother jump. It's like a life come out of you. When children are growing up, when you say, now you're just going to secondary school, mother will say, okay, you'll be going by yourself. In our heart is jumping. Like my sister yesterday. We want to let go, but we're not ready to let go. Sometimes when my little girl, she finishes school like 4:30 because she's doing some after hours, I'll come down there, walking down the road. Why do I need to do that? It's the role of a mother. Because you want to make sure that your child is safe. They will stay, they will come back home. But the instinct of a mother, there's no way you can let go of your child. A mother is someone that is interceding for your children. You speak positivity. You have some mothers, all they do is cursing their children. One of my stepmother, she cursed every morning when she wake up, 5 o'clock in the morning. She will be cursing her children, all 6 of them. She never speak blessing unto them. That's not a mother. A mother speaks blessing unto their children. A mother declare upon their children. A mother sees goodness upon their children. A mother encourage their children. Pray, read your Bible, have time with the Lord. Listen, I always say one thing to my daughter. I say without God you have nothing. But when you have God, you have access to everything. Because God created you. That is a mother. But a mother that does not nurture their children, because we're talking about Christian, because you have some Christian mothers, they're not Christian. Their children don't go to church. They don't even show any evidence to show their children that they live as a mother, as a Christian in their house. They don't pray. They don't read the Bible. Only on Sunday they will see them carry the Bible. And they go to church. That is not a mother. A mother, a godly mother, according to Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 7. I just want to read that quickly, then I'll let my other speaker speak.
Yeah.
He says, you shall train them, you shall teach them diligently to your children, and shall talk of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up. He's talking about scriptures. He's talking about nurture them with the word of God. Having a Bible time with your children, telling them the importance of the will of God. Because the verse says, he said, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, with all your strength. So as you are growing, your children also are fearing the Lord, living holiness life. So a mother play a major role, but there are 2 different types of a mother. There are mothers, they're not ready to pray, they're not ready to do anything for their children, but a real mother will go any miles. It's like a mother giving up her job. Why? To stay home with her children. Not everybody will sacrifice that. So there are different ways. Women, mothers sacrifice a lot for their children. So a hard-working mother needs to be appreciated. Thank you.
Priscilla. Thank you very much, Minister Deborah. There was one thing that you said, yes. You were saying that how mothers, when you were saying about when 4, 5, 6 years ago around, then you were saying how teenagers were just giving birth, then they were realizing how hard it was, and you were talking about how we need to mothers need to mentally prepare themselves. And right before I asked the question, my viewers, if you would like to ask any questions to my guests, please feel free to leave them in the comments down below. So how can a mother mentally prepare themselves for motherhood? Or how do they do it?
Okay, is it for me?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you yourself to make sure you are ready within yourself. You know, it's like getting married. You have to be ready. You're ready for that marriage. Marriage is not just putting on a beautiful gown and putting on the ring. When you close that door, it's a walking journey. So you, as a wife, now you say you and your husband say, okay, we're ready to have a child. How ready are you? How prepared are you? Mentally, are you ready? Emotionally, are you ready? So you have to prepare yourself. Okay, I want to become a mother. Then you begin to pray. Lord, teach me how to become a mother. Teach me how to be a good mother. Because there's no a perfect mother. We miss it sometimes. You have to pray. God, prepare my mind. It's like you want to lose weight. Like I lost my weight. I have to, mentally, I have to prepare myself. I have to prepare my mind. I want to lose this weight. The same way when you want to give birth. The same way when you want to have these children in your house. Because some mothers, they don't like noise. Some fathers don't like noise, but yet they want children. So you have to prepare your mind, your mindset. You have to be ready. When I have these children, they're going to be making a lot of noise. When I have these children, I have to sacrifice a lot. I'm ready to sacrifice my sleep for a child. If I'm not ready, then there's no point me having a child. It's selfish, but it's reality. And emotionally, you have to be ready. Are you emotionally ready to have this beautiful child coming to your home? And physically, are you ready? Because not everybody are physically ready. And mentally, are they also ready? So there are a lot of things you have to prepare yourself to. In the midst of that journey, you have to invite God with it. And while you carry that child in your tummy for that 9 months, you pray for the grace of God to carry you through. Holy Spirit, help me. Be my guide. Teach me to make it right. There are things we've seen in our parents that we don't want in our own. When you when you want to have a child, I want to be there for my child. Sometimes we're so busy as mothers, we work 9 hours, we work 10 hours, 12 hours. Somebody else look after our child. When do you have time for them? So we have to be what? Mentally, you have to prepare. Your mindset needs to be in the right place in order for you to be ready for the journey of a motherhood. Thank you. I hope I've answered your question.
Yes, thank you so much, Minister Deborah. So, as we're talking about a mother and how we should prepare themselves for how a mother should prepare themselves. So when it comes to like other like traits or how a mother should act, so let's say for example discipline. How I should put this question is, how should a mother does a mother need that? Like, do they need to know what they should do? So how does what does a mother need? What does a mother need to be known as a mother, Miss Madra?
Anna, can you elaborate a little bit on your question? It's not that clear.
Okay. Because there's some mothers who don't know how to discipline their child. So then let's say there's some mothers who don't know how to discipline their child. So let's say for example, the child will be misbehaving, but you won't discipline the child, or you have a child, and we were talking about how mothers don't some mothers even forget to make food for their kids. They'll just be sleeping, being lazy. But is there other ways they can still be a mother without doing those things?
No, no. A mom, like my sister Adam said, is a soldier. Okay, so you don't look out for one thing in your child. You have to be somebody that foresees things happening. You have to foresee things happening. That makes you a mom. You think you need the spirit of discerning. So many things that you need to know before you have it when it comes to your children. Your eye, your eye, everything has to be open and always looking at them. Like you said, if a child is to be disciplined, how does the mom have to do that? If you don't discipline your child, you don't allow that child. Okay? Discipline your children is part of being a mother. Motherhood is part of discipline so that you can train them in the right way. But if you do the discipline in another way that is beyond discipline, then you're actually punishing the child. There's a big difference between punishing and discipline. Discipline means you are actually correcting the child to the right path. You are redirecting them to the right path. But if you are punishing them, there's a bit of cruelty in there that you are overdoing them. The Bible actually gives us the permission to discipline our children, to train them in a way. It even gives us a chance to smack them if you have to, but in an appropriate manner. So you smack them, but you smack them with loud. That is the word. Loud. You discipline them, but you discipline them with loud. Sometimes you can actually turn their eyes on them, or their ears on what they are saying or doing. It does not mean you are still not listening or looking, but you just want them to feel something, and then you go with it. So as a mom, you add all those things out, you should be able to discipline your child, but in the right manner. You discipline them in a way that you are actually taking them back to the right path and not punishing them. There's two ways of doing that. Depends on how you do it. As a mom, if you have that love, motherly love, you can discipline them with love all the time. And you push them back, or you put them back on track. So they know. The thing is that if you're a mom, you are not finished until you're dead. Yeah, your duties are not finished until you leave this earth. Even when they are married, even when they are mothers or fathers themselves, you're still a mom.
Yeah.
You will always remain a mom if you have that attribute, or if you have those the things that makes you a mom, all the things that qualify to make you a mom. If you have them in you, you will always be a mom to them until you leave this earth, before those duties come to an end. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. So I didn't really see time. Time is really flew today, especially because I've enjoyed that as well. So as we begin to run up, the last questions, last question and final question I'd like to ask to all of you. What's the word on my day? Sorry. What can we advise? What can we advise to our mothers or people who are now becoming to be a mother? Maybe the next couple of months. So, what advice can you give to my viewers? Let's start off with Minister Deborah, please.
Thank you, Hela. The scripture I want to quote quickly. In the book of Proverbs 22, verse 6. It's a train up a child in the way he should go. And when he is old, he will not depart from it. We have, as a mother, our role is to train them well. Train them in the way of the kingdom. Train them to love the things of the kingdom. Train them to appreciate the importance of why they are here. Because I always say to my little girl, you are here on a purpose. You're not just here on this, you're here on an assignment. So you must let your children know, our children know, they are here on an assignment. And for a new mother coming up, you must find time to nurture them in the will of God. Direct them. Like my boss lady has said, you have to discipline your child. Children, you guys don't like to be disciplined. Even when we're saying something, you want to put yourself that you're always in a right. Discipline is a way to correct you so that you don't embarrass yourself out there with your peers. Because there are things that your peers will be doing that you know that it's not right. You remember what mommy and daddy told you. As if I do this, I will get into trouble. Why? Because they are disciplined, they are put in a position where you must know your right from your wrong. You must live for a godly life. As a child of God, as the children raising up, you must work. Mothers are raising a godly children. And if it's a child that rejected what their mother is teaching them, just like the prodigal son in the book of Luke chapter 18, he was a lost child. And we have many children that they are lost. But if that child is able to come back, then the Lord will also receive him back. And the mother will also take him back. Unconditional love. So mothers, if you're listening to us, please find time for your children. Nurture them in the will of God. Maybe you are watching and say, you know what, I am not a believer, but you would love to know our Lord Jesus Christ. It's very simple. Just surrender your life to him. And the Lord will guide you so that you want the children that will bring you peace. According to Psalm 127, children are a blessing. They shall speak at the gate. So our children need to bring us peace. So in order for your children to bring you peace, mothers, you have to raise them right. And may the Lord help us in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Minister Deborah. Minister Crystalite, any advice you'd like to give to my viewers on how to be a good mother?
Thank you, Ella. What I would say to every mother, well done. Because to be a mother is not easy thing. You always have to let your children come first in everything. But all the time, let God come in first as well. Don't be scared of this land. Because the land is already evil. It's different the way we all brought up. But what God said we have to do, he said we should discipline our child and correct them. Correct your child when he does something wrong. Make sure that child understands what you are doing. Don't just look at others because they are blessings. Children are blessings and they are gifts. They came to you for a purpose. God gave them to you for a reason to be on this earth. So I say, well done, every mother. There is no perfect mother on this earth. We are all learning. It's a journey and it's a process. But we have those people that are ahead of us. God is the head of every mother. So let God be first in your life. That's all I would say. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Minister Majwa?
Thank you very much, our viewers and everyone that's been on. Thank you. What I would say is that all that we have to do, like my sister just said, being a mother, there's nothing like being prepared. You can be prepared wanting to have a child, but being a mother to that child, we learn on the job. We learn on the job. So be open-minded. Be ready to learn from mothers out there as well. Be ready to always even learn from the children that you are nurturing, because they do a lot of things that you learn from them. And also be ready to know that if you have 3 of them, each and every one of them is a different person, so don't treat them the same. It's one thing that we have to do as well as mom. And then always remember that it's not only your biological children, it's your child. Every child out there in this world can be your child if you are provided you are ready to be a mother to them. They can be your children. So for everybody out there, we all possess the qualities of being a mom. If you want to become a mom, if you want to be a mother, you can actually possess those qualities, so you can learn as well and become a good mom. So let's keep doing what we are doing. Like all my sisters have said, we will do our best as humans, leave the rest to the hands of God. But there's nothing like nothing such as a perfect mom. No one is perfect. But you do your best and leave the rest to God. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you all for joining my show today. And thank you, my viewers, for watching. And hopefully you were able to take something new with you or learn more stuff. And some of you maybe think you might be lacking a bit and can take more advice and add more to be a better mother. I thank you all for watching me today. And please join Minister Patience, Pastor Patience and Prophet Stanley or several say this evening from 10 p.m. and your life will never be the same again. I thank you all for joining me this afternoon and I can't wait to see you next week. Bye. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Auntie,
Yeah?
we start sending blessing now.
Yeah?
Okay.
Coming. She was waiting for me to finish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's always coming.
Okay.
Alright.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Bye.
Bye.